skip the intro.
I don't know when we're on because...
We're on.
Okay. There used to be a live button at the top.
Off the top of where?
OBS, so I'd know when we were live.
I never noticed that.
I've never noticed that.
They did, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, good. I'm not dreaming.
No, it'd come up saying on air.
Ooh.
There we go.
Just did. There we go.
There we go.
Jim,
There
see?
you go.
Jim's
Hello
like
and welcome
you,
to
and
this.
anything he wills into being just appears.
If only.
Can you will
Let's try that again.
McDonald's into being?
Oh, yeah. I can if you give me 10
If
minutes
only.
to drive round.
Strahd, that's what we're playing. Yep, back in the valley, but not the valleys. I don't know what I'm saying. This is not going to go well. And where we left off, you had just beaten Bubbler Saga, whose name you never really learned, so Swamp Witch Lady, and taken the gem out of the animated treehouse thing. Then the next session we did, we didn't stream because Matt was on holiday and Jim and I were too polite to ask for the information we needed. So it's recorded and it will go online at some point when I can be bothered to edit it.
And the irony is it hasn't changed, so the old one would have worked, but I guess Jim's got a new computer. So it's probably not on there.
Yeah, I had none of the assets and none of the stream setup information.
Oh, never mind.
What you missed last time, Matt, is they decided to go look at these standing stones on the other side of the river. When they were looking at them, they found a little sort of trapdoor thingy so they could go underneath the stones, and it looked pretty much exactly like what it looked like when you were thrown into that little cavern by the old windmill. There was a tapestry of 3 ladies, an altar. It was just, they had a look around and, oh God, I can't remember. I know I gave you a cloak, but I can't remember what you did to get the cloak, and I made up the rules.
I did it. Hang on a second.
We put Babylon Saga's head on the altar.
That's it.
Dash it. And you spoke her name. There was another poem.
There was. Our enemies practice dark arts. You'll know them by their blackened hearts. Present your pride and speak her name. Receive the blessing of her fane.
And you did.
And we
got a lovely creepy cloak. So please be aware that Tom's character Magus is now wandering around with a cloak covered in eyes. Occasionally they blink. It's really weird.
Perfect for me. I can see in 360.
He's like an owl.
That would be weird. We've also got the blessing of Davy in chat. Hello,
Hey.
Davy.
Hello.
Just chilling today. It sounds good to me. It's been quite a relaxed Monday, I think, for me. Can't speak for anyone else, but...
No, you bloody well can't. Where did we go next? You went to the goat pen and released the goats. You went to the sort of ruined mansion where you met the ghost of the previous burgomaster, who you worked out would be the master of the marsh that was foretold in your fortune from Madame Ava, and he told you where to find the statue of his daughter. His daughter. Did you learn what happened to his daughter?
That he
Yeah.
murdered her to prevent Strahd from biting her and turning into a vampire.
Cool. Thanks for having better memories than me. And then you made your way.
A potential. That's not right.
Strahd was in love with her, wasn't he? And that's why he came back and Strahd put the statue of her there.
Yeah. It was a lose-lose situation to him. He could let him marry his daughter and he'd turn her into an undead like him, Or he could not let her marry his daughter and he'd kill him, everyone. But it turns out he killed everyone anyway.
I mean, once you start something, you might as well finish, I guess.
Alessandra recognise the statue?
Yes, the statue is a spitting image of who you know as Irina.
I don't know this in character, but I remember Hazel saying this.
Oh, we worked out no one here now knows what Irina looks like, I think. Apart from Alessandra.
Yeah, and Graham is prepped to fly and check on Irina.
Olaf's met her.
Would I
but
not
you went
vaguely
there last
remember Irina?
Nah, I'll tell
No?
you when you remember.
Okay, fair.
And so you walked up, obviously, Jim, Luca,
Hello.
walked up to the statue, and by the statue, one of the bushes happened to be sentient and threw up a zombie, and some other zombies woke up, and you killed a couple of the zombies. You've nearly killed the corpse flower. But whenever these zombies die, all of these horrible insects emerge out of them. So enjoy killing those.
There's rats and snakes too.
You had it. Yes, rats and snakes. You had it too easy with Babala Saga. I just wanted to hurt you. Where are we in initiative? We're back at Magus. What do you want to do?
How am I top of the initiative tree? I feel like I don't deserve that.
You deserve it.
Well, I appear to be in combat with a zombie and this plant creature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going Magus to suction a pipe and blows green smoke at the two creatures in front of me. Poison spray.
Saving throws, okie dokie. Oh. The zombie definitely fails. And corpse flower succeeds. Shower me in your
19 points of damage to the zombie then. Nothing to the other thing.
Very nice. The zombie, which is already, the flesh is rotting. It's not all there. It's now got loads of holes in it from where the poison has quickly eroded away. That's probably acid, but that's what we're going with. Eroded away the already rotting flesh. And why didn't that apply? Oh, because I did the math backward.
Oh, did you
Sorry,
heal it?
the zombie looks like this now.
You heal the zombie.
Not 19. And then I shall stand there and bring the stick I'm using to walk. I shall take the potato I had stuck on the end of it off of it, and it turns out it's the spear that I got. And I shall stand there ready to stab at the zombie in front of me if it's tries to get me.
Congrats on remembering you have magic items. Everything from you?
That's all from I.
Corpse flower, what are you going to do? What you can do? Can't remember what it can do. It can multi-attack with its tentacle. And it's got a 10-foot reach.
Oh, wisdom saving throw as well, by the way.
Oh, ball sacks. This is going to do it.
Yay for the goal!
What's the DC?
15.
It rolled an 18, but you're still going to damage it.
I can't remember what level I cast it at, so I'm just going to do normal damage.
That would be 9. So describe your little annoying spirits that are always there killing my things.
So my Cedric's spirit guardians are little shooting stars. So it would just be like a little tiny ant-sized meteor shower that just slowly shreds it into tiny little pieces. It's like a solar strimmer being taken over the corpse flower.
Solar strimmer.
It's for an animal. It's groomed. What is it for a plant? It's well groomed now. It's shaped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it look like a swan or a rude?
It's now a topiary.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. If only it was Darcy, because then he could have made like a lovely like penis topiary out of the corpse flower, like Laszlo.
Yeah, like what we did in the shadows.
You're welcome to do that.
No, Cedric, and he's a good boy.
Now, let's turn our attention to Alessander. He's in a bit of a pickle. He's surrounded by a couple of rotting corpses and a load of insects.
Yep.
One of them tries to hit you and fails. And we move on to beat you up again later. Luca.
Hello. I am going to move. I'm going to move closer to Alessander. If I move there, where does my range token go to? Whoops. So I'm going to move here because I'm smart. And then I'm just going to do a very simple Sacred Flame on the one right next to me.
Kidoki, remind me of the save.
15.
Dex. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, zombies are renowned for their decks.
It's a whole 5 radiant damage.
Describe it.
It's just going to burst into a massive pool of solar light. Very much like the old Immolation style, where it's just like radiant flame coming out of their eyes and all that tasty stuff.
As the light dissipates, spiders!
Oh no!
All of those horrible little legs crawling out of its chest cavity. Oh, it's horrible. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Anything else?
Nope.
Which zombie are we on here? Who are you? Why can't I see? There you are. You're the one fighting Magus. Slam attack against Magus. Come on, laptop. You're a little laptop that can.
Can't.
No, you can't.
I just twist the spirit aside and just knock its hands out the way.
I always imagine zombies look very dazed and confused all the time. So yeah, it's. Olaf, what would you like to do? You are fighting a zombie and some poisonous snakes.
Oh, I shall fight the zombie, and maybe the poisonous snakes. I don't really know. Let's give it a little caress with a sword.
Is that the wording you want to choose?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously that hits. Roll your critical on which one?
It's the zombie. I'm feeling like it's probably not worth putting a smite in on a zombie. Oh no, it probably would have been.
No, it's not. It's down. How do you do it? How do you caress it to death?
I just caress it right across the neck and caress its head off its shoulders.
Oh.
And then as it bounces on the floor, I'll kick it into a hole.
And then
That's a lot of blood from a zombie.
it is
Yeah.
a lot of blood from a zombie.
Uh,
Here is your
It
sword.
was a pretty harsh caress, to be fair.
it wasn't really. Yeah, he's not very gentle, is he?
Yeah,
I will use
kick
my.
it into a shrub, and this spray of centipedes just ricochets out of it. I don't know how gravity works. Clearly, let's just keep going.
Like a Catherine wheel. They're just
Yeah.
thrown in all directions. But I'm going to hit the poisonous snakes with my long sword.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that
a
hits.
15. Oh, well, that's lucky.
There's a lot of snakes.
And I got the same damage on a normal hit as on the critical. That's
Okay,
the way the cookie crumbles.
you take out a third of the snakes. You're not quite sure because they're like a rat king. They're a big knot.
Fair enough. I don't think I've got anything else that's worth doing, maybe. So I shall leave it there.
Okay, Sindor, you're up, and the Sandir, you're on deck.
Cool. If I remember correctly, I was blade songing.
Yeah, you usually are, so I'll say you are.
Yeah.
I still don't know what that means.
No.
It's like a state. It's the state of moving and dancing while I'm using my sword. It means plus 4 to my AC,
Is
my plus 1.
moonwalking.
Yes. Like the scene, like what is it? The old film, Tiger and Dragon. No?
Oh yeah,
Something like, yeah.
Approaching by the Hidden Dragon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. That's how I imagine it in my head. Or it could just someone flailing their sword about to hit something.
I like the idea that you think you look like that, but actually
Yes.
it's still stylish, or you wouldn't get a benefit from it. Maybe you're voguing. I don't know.
Back by youth.
Throwing shapes while you battle.
Right. Bonus action. I'll summon another blade in my other hand. There it is. Okay, so with my main hand, I'm going to do a. Okay. I'm going to do a green flame blade attack on the thing that's in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. In 5 feet. Okay. Yeah. So what's that? That's just a regular attack, isn't it? There. Okay, one of those natural one. Okay, so that'll be this. Okay, so 6 points slashing damage, and then will be another 1d8 fire damage to that, so 6 points of fire damage on top of it. And then the fire leaps to a second creature within 5 feet of it. And it just takes the damage, just takes 1d8 plus 4.
Yeah.
So that's 6 for this one.
And that was fire, yeah?
Yes, fire damage as well.
Yeah,
And then
you slice them up like sushi.
okay, and then my second attack will be with the Shadow Blade. It will be. I'm just going to see if this. No, it doesn't do it if I just click on that. So it's just a simple attack as far as attacking goes. Okay, 17.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if I scroll up, I should be able to see it. Okay, I just have to type it. 2d8 plus 4. It's 9 points of psychic damage.
Psychic, all the kinds of damage.
Yeah,
What does an insect having a headache look like?
good point. Yeah, and I think that's it.
Okay, they're
I've
not
counted
looking good.
correctly.
There's only a few left in front of you, but they're still there, and you've got that horrible feeling on your skin where you feel like they're on you, but they're not on you, but maybe they are on you.
Yeah.
Oh, Veronica, it should have been another 3 damage on those snakes because I've got Aura of Hate.
What kind of damage?
It's just extra. It doesn't really say. Like spiteful damage, I think, from what I can read. It just says I get melee weapon damage as a plus, as the charisma modifier added to it, so that's +3.
Okay. Added. And Alessander, what would you like to do?
So, can I bonus action offhand dagger attack the one that is the zombie that is next to me?
Yes, you can.
So it's an 18 to hit.
Absolutely.
1 damage, that's pointless.
Wow. I didn't think he could stay up, but he has.
No, it was offhand, so it was worth a shot. That fucks up what I wanted to do next. But I'll make another attack against him with my main action. Which now I realise I should have just done because I could have fast hands the other one. 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, and get ready to describe it. Yeah, describe it.
9. I'm kind of backhanding it, so I'm looking at the fucking spiders. Because if Ali's going to be terrified of anything, it's going to be goddamn spiders. Backhand, take the head off the zombie behind me while trying to keep out of the spiders.
You do indeed do that. And as you bring your dagger back around, you notice a little beetle climbing on it.
And start flailing it about so the beetle goes flying and I nearly take my own eye out. And that's it. Okay.
Okay. And now some insects are going to... It's just because Alisand is reacting so well. Some insects are going to crawl up your ankles and take a little nibble.
Okay.
No, they're not, because they're really bad at this.
Yeah, and he's already like hot-footing it, and he's flinging them everywhere, and he looks a right state, but it's keeping him safe.
Also, they need to make a wisdom save.
God damn it, Jim!
Yes!
Also, I have no 4th level slot. And
So you think it was 4th level, no problem.
I think I casted a 4th level.
Insects, they're the ones I'm doing the wisdom save for. Yeah, they fail.
Nice.
Get ready to describe it.
Again, it's like an itty bitty ant-sized meteor shower that just like pummels the beetles to death. Or whatever the particular fuck it was, the spiders.
That was a swarm of insects, so it was beetles, centipedes, and spiders. They're not a family. They're the exiles in this insect subculture that I've decided exists in this swamp. I will do the same for the spiders. And probably say bye-bye spiders.
No, maybe.
Spiders is wise. But probably dead anyway.
Actually missing
Yeah,
it
there's still a few spiders.
from the combat tracker. A few of these swarms are missing from the combat tracker. Is that intentional? Like the snakes and the centipedes and the rats.
Some of us may have forgotten to add them to combat. I appreciate.
Works out
Yeah.
quite well when they're going next.
Oh wow, yeah. I'll just keep going then, shall I? Swarm of beetles. Another wisdom save. Nearly. As soon as they appear, they're streamed. But again, Alexander, am I picking on you? Yes.
It's the joy of the game.
Yeah, you get to pick on your
That
friends
hits.
without any real recourse.
I just realised I had advantage, so just in case, no.
And it's probably because I'm not over there, right?
14
Okay.
piercing damage is
Ooh.
Okay,
the
but with
little
that,
beetles latch on.
with that, and the fact that Alexandra is freaking the fuck out, a royal blue fire extends from Alexander, starts to take form. The very top of this fire turns a red color, and suddenly there is a fiery woman or older girl stood extended from Alexander, just stomping on them, going, as hellish rebuke. So it's a saving throw DC 13 Dex.
Is it for the beetles? Or would
It's
you like
for whatever's just to hit him.
It was the beetles. And they are not dexterous.
So they take
Ooh.
too much fire damage, but
They take a damn good
Ellie's not
stomping.
standing for that shit.
That takes them out.
And you just see the colour just drain from Alexander's face as, what the fuck has just happened? And he recognised that little squeal. My boy.
Appreciate the flavour. Swarm of rats. Well, they're up against Godfrey, who has also disappeared from the initiative. Goodness sake.
There's the snakes too while you're at it.
Thank you.
Tom, stop hopping out!
That's everything. Lots to keep track of, isn't there?
If only we had some kind of software or something to do it.
Right, Godfrey.
If Godfrey gets within 10 feet of me, he gets +3 to any melee damage attacks. Got a spider on his face at the moment.
I think it's a rat.
Oh, you've got it turned off. There's spiders all over everybody.
I like
Oh.
spiders. It's very cool.
I'm very glad I have it turned off. And that is the swarm of rats. So we finally back up to the top. Magus. End it.
I'll try. I'm going to attack the one in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will stab it with my blood spear. I hope.
Yeah, that hits.
Brilliant. I'll do it with 2 hands. So.
And what is it with the blood spear?
So
Blah, blah,
that's
blah.
X2. So there's 4 necrotic, 6 necrotic in total, and 3.
It goes down. Take your 2d6 temporary hit points, but it's got undead fortitude, so I'm going to see if it stays up. It does not. It is down, down.
That's that then.
Okie dokie. So anyone watching will see Maga stab into this corpse, and this horrible congealed blood sort of be sucked into the spear and seem to make its way, travel its way up towards Magus, disappear into his hands and arms. Ick.
I love that. I'm just getting creepier and creepier as this campaign goes on. My eyes
Like
closed.
covered in eyes isn't bad enough.
I've actually gained health points in this fight.
Olav, the snakes lunge at you.
Feel free.
23.
Yeah.
When they actually hit, they're quite bad.
They are quite bad, aren't they? I am
can't
resistant to
remember.
poison, though.
Yeah, so 11 pierce, no, 15 piercing, 15 poison.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm not reading this right. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's rolled all of it together. So it's 15 piercing, and now you must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw for the poison. So you could not take it at all. Oh.
22.
That definitely passes. What happens? Half as much, so half and then half again. So what is that? 15, 7, 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, I picked the wrong person to pet the poisonous snakes against. Luca!
Hello. I am just going to shuffle my way over, and I'm going to stand on top of this lovely desiccated corpse flower.
I thought we decided it was a penis-shaped topiary.
Ah, no, that's if it was Darzin who was using Spirit Guardians. And then I'm going to Sacred Flame. Oh, the swarm of insects I just walked away from probably would have got an opportunity attack if they want one.
Oh, you were all doing your job, my job for me. I really do.
It's a bit done because I'm about to attack it, so probably should have attacked it first and then walked off.
Does the 17 hit? I don't.
Nope.
Nope.
And then I'm going to Sacred Flame that now that I've moved away, which I should have done first.
The spiders that you were just next to.
Yeah, these ones.
Okie dokie. Yeah, the spiders can smell Alisandir blood. They don't notice you walk away. There's a tasty treat right here. They fail.
Well, I rolled 10 radiant damage. 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 10
They die.
Haha.
Is everything over there dead now?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
And now I'm just going to twiddle my thumbs.
Good for you. That zombie is dead. Why is it not registering as dead? This is annoying. None of them are registering as dead. Why didn't they? Right, so it's Wolaf. I think you are muted.
Yeah, longsword. Attack 22. One-handed because he's got a shield.
Which one are we going for? Not that it really matters.
Bottom
'cause
one.
it's lit. Okay. Yep.
15 slashing. Sorry, I finally noticed that I have Aura of Hate, which gives me +3 to damage. And anyone else that's undead, Jim and Godfrey, within 10 feet of me. Only on melee, though. Second one.
Well, I looked into it, and the unfortunate thing is that unless V wants to count it differently, Reborn don't count as undead.
I have played it as that with you not being able to get in the hallowed places and
Yeah.
such.
Fair
I'm
enough.
happy for that flavour for this particular undead heavy campaign. 12 hits.
Wow.
They're only centipedes. They're not wearing armour.
15 again. Is it still
The
going?
majority of the centipedes become 50-peds? I don't. 50-peds!
That's it.
Okay. Sindor. Everything around you is dead.
Fun fact, centipedes are not called by the same number of legs in all different countries. In Greece, for example, we call them 40-peds. Well, the Greek of... so 50
Really?
would be an upgrade. Yeah. I think it's... And I imagine it's probably the same in other countries.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have...
actually counted the legs or not, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure someone has, but yeah, we just call them like many peds, and 40, I guess. We use that for many.
More than 6.
More than 6, yes.
Icky.
Icky, disgusting, warm with feet. Alright, what was that? Yes, blade songing. Everything's too far away from me. It's not great. We've got these two, and as far as Cinder knows, there's nothing else on the map. Okay, I can walk up to that. No, that's too far away. Yeah. Okay. And she's gonna strike with a booming blade. Self roll. There we go. Just a normal attack. 13.
Misses.
Misses. Okay. Another one, please. That can't be a booming blade. That's just a simple attack. Ooh. Shit. Should have used the shadow sword thing. Okay. There. 8 points slashing damage.
8 points
There we
of
go.
slashing.
And then with my bonus action, I'm gonna make a shadow strike with my shadow blade, which in my other hand. I'll be without my damage roll without modifier. 15.
Hits.
Okay, that's a D6 and 2D8. Okay, now some of that's psychic, so 9 of that is psychic and it's 1 slashing.
Okay. There are
That's
still
good.
some snakes writhing about, but
Yeah.
not as many as there were.
Okay, excellent.
Lysander.
Not much I can do. Still freaking out. I'm surrounded by dead bugs. That's fucking weird.
And blood
so-
and swamp water.
Yeah, it's just disgusting, and it's not the kind of situation a man of my standing wants to be in. But what I am going to do is I am going to leg it to the statue and jump the wall, or jump the rubble, or whatever it is surrounding it. And then what is left? Everything's vermin, isn't it, or pests?
Snakes, centipedes, rats.
Nothing I can really do.
The only thing missing is sky rats or pigeons. Don't think there's a
Yeah.
swarm of pigeons in for 5e, is there?
Feel that
I'm
there should
sure
be.
I
We
could
could
find
make
one.
Squirrels.
Squirrels, yeah. Tree rats.
With Eldritch Blast, I know I use this. I ask this every time I use it. I know I ask it. 5th level, get 2 beams.
2 separate attacks.
Can they be at different opponents?
Yes.
Thank you. So let's go for
I don't think there's any
the
gophers.
snake.
Hits.
One force damage.
You see one snake just fly off.
Still nervous. He's still shaking.
Just add
There
a
is
snake. Sorry.
there's the blue beam that normally leaves him has got a weird red tinge to it. And so he'll fire again at the same. Actually, 1 second. There, near there. Oh, okay. Now I'll go for the centipedes, the millipedes, the fingerpedes.
Hits.
That is 21 to hit, which seems like overkill. Please be more than why, you bastards!
No.
Oh well. And then main action, bonus action.
Can you sneak attack with the Eldritch Blast?
No. They're also just not sneak attack, which is freaking annoying. I miss sneak attack. But what I will do is bonus action, offhand throw dagger at. I don't know. Is throwing a dagger at rats any point? Is there? Yeah, why not? I'll try and. There's a
More
really
of them.
fat. There's one really fat one, and I'm just gonna go for that one.
Oh, there's a temper child in the group.
And I
Temper
missed
child. probably. You
There's a
don't. No, like as in there's a roly-poly rat.
There's a chonker. 3 piercing damage to that one rat in particular.
Just say under my breath. Nice one, Alexander. Take out their leader. It's not confusing.
And that's it. That's all
everything.
I can do.
Yeah, it's time for the centipede's revenge.
Wisdom saving throw.
Fucking hell! I'll tell you something.
Who's going to house rule out the spiritual guardian?
Centipedes are not wise. Yeah. You want to describe it? It's the same thing that keeps killing them all.
It's basically like the group of millipedes getting bombarded by little solar trebuchets. Almost, it's just like this hail of medieval artillery fire.
Those poor centipedes.
They were just minding their own business inside a zombie. This fight's like Russian dolls. You got a corpse flower with zombies in it, then zombies with things in it. What's going to be in these? Is that where all the tiny, tiny spiders have come from?
I'm glad I can't see the spiders.
They're literally crawling over Magus's face right now.
They are creepy as fuck.
There's the one on Alessander's hair.
Oh, Godfrey gets critical on the swarm of rats. The rats. It's true. Without their leader, there's suddenly disarray. Oh, so close. Godfrey takes a load of them out. Well done, Godfrey.
We know what's coming next.
Oh. Is there any point?
I don't know, is there?
Not really. I'll do it anyway. Yeah, they fail. Will it be more than 4?
Oh, that's not what I meant to fucking do.
No, you need to put that in your Discord AI.
I have done. I just had it copied because I was changing the prompts.
Theatrical.
Yes. You can delete that as well.
No,
People don't need to see the
People might
stupid.
want to try that in their own Mid-Journey or AI prompt thing
Yes,
and see what comes out.
Make your own D&D version of Gerard.
I just have a guy in the corner that paints for me. I just give him prompts. And then I give him food exchange. Hide him on the under the cupboard.
I enjoy the concept that in the middle of this fight, Luca has just went D&D, fantasy, gothic horror.
there's a glitch in the Matrix.
Everybody just goes, what?
What?
You all right?
Magus, all that's left is 3 or 4 poisonous snakes.
Are regretting their life decisions right now.
So
They
Matt
should have just stayed home and eaten a vole.
walks towards him, and as he walks, he pulls. It flips the end of the spear, and this smoke comes out the corpse of the zombie and wraps around it, and then zooms off and hits the snakes as he's walking up to them. I move my hex on them. I stroll up and I look at Olaf. Say, "Need some help here, Shag?" And I'll start stabbing down at the snakes.
He's going spearfishing.
Good on him.
On land.
He's not good at it.
Did I miss?
You missed.
Never mind. They're slippery things, these buggers, aren't they?
Yes, fortunately I don't need a hand. But thank you for trying.
Is that all you can do?
So
As you're not usually a melee character.
No.
Oh, I'm spoilt here. Unharmed.
Wisdom
Injured.
saving throw.
Save.
I love clerics. I nearly did it again. I nearly sent you the exact same prompts.
Describe it.
Again, just like a tiny little solar meteor shower that just goes.
This time, can't we have like a little radiant, like wood chipper that they go through?
This little
Looking at
shiny
the blood
mongoose comes
splats.
out.
Well, how about a little miniature solar sun that just like slowly falls out of the air, collides with the ground, creates a little blast radius. It's like Deep Impact, but on ant scale.
You have defeated my. What Hazel taught me is called a matryoshka.
Well remembered.
Of disgusting things.
Zombies.
Zombies and the things that make their homes inside them. What would you
And
like?
now we've got an arrow of dead bodies just pointing northwards. Kind of want to follow
Oh
it.
yeah.
Well, not all dead, obviously, mostly us.
Looks like a Jackson Pollock now.
It is disgusting. On this already very mulchy, sodden earth is now a paste of dead insects, and where they're a bit more tangible, like with the snakes and the rats, a lot of blood, a lot of flesh. It's nasty.
We are just stood in a field of viscera. Lovely.
Nice.
Well, they were interesting. Shame you had to kill those little buggers.
The statue.
Yes.
Is it who Alexander was expecting it to be?
It looks like Irina. She is. Let me find the description to remind myself. It's a woman clutching a rose. She's sitting on her knees. Yeah, although the statue itself is grey and weather-worn, the facial features are very much those of Irina's. Beneath there is a plaque with an epitaph that says Marina, taken by the mist.
Oi, Misty.
Um,
Is that your kin? Gesture the statue. It's a Godfrey.
Oh, I can't remember what he sounds like. He's I never knew her. No. I had. No, he hasn't heard the tales. He's before all of that. Ignore me. Nope, don't know this lady.
You know her, Alexander?
I know a version of her, and the group I came here with, we had some fortunes told when we first arrived, and I think this might be one of them. Mentioned of a kneeling woman, a rose of great beauty plucked too soon, and that will help us better understand our enemy. The statue looks like someone I met when we first arrived here. A good woman. Her name is Irina. We left her in one of the towns in the care of the church. And if the story that the Master of the Marsh told us is true, then I think the same is happening to Irina that has happened to this Marina. Strahd has been courting her for some time and follows her, stalks her. abuses his power over her. Sounds like her history is repeating itself. I don't really know what to do about this, though. Is there anything else we have to gain by being here?
And get even sweatier.
Can I just walk in circles around the monument for a minute and see if I notice anything out of the ordinary?
Are you looking for just anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah, just anything.
Yeah, roll a perception or investigation.
What am I better with? Perception. I don't see shit.
Yeah, you're walking around the wall bit.
I'd be walking around the kind of like where Alessander is. I'd be walking directly around the statue.
There's nothing unusual.
What was the reading you had regarding the statue? Of course, Jim remembers because it was mine. But
Yeah. I believe it was the reading of your predecessor. It said that I believe the card that he got was the Enchanter. It spoke of history and knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. And then it mentioned the Enchanter and the Free of Stars. I'm not quite sure what that was referring to. And then what she said was very clearly that I'd see a kneeling woman, a rose of great beauty plucked too soon, and the master of the marsh knows of whom you speak.
I recall, I don't remember who spoke to the ghost last week. No, 2 weeks ago.
it was a combination of everyone. Like, I started the conversation because I tried to cut through his house.
Yes.
And then I think it was large. I talked to him for a bit, and then I think Alessander and Sindor took over.
You did endear him for any information that could help you defeat Strahd, and he did say that Strahd returned and buried something underneath the monument. You do have that information.
Could I kneel in front of the monument to pay my respects and then start digging into the earth as best I can? I'll take out one of the older daggers that I've got to help.
Digging check. Yeah, do you want to do just straight strength or maybe dexterity, because the earth is very wet?
Let's go for
I'll help.
dex.
Yep, with advantage then.
Okay. That's 21.
You do a damn good job. Even though because the earth is so wet, it like fills up with water as you get deeper and deeper. But between you, you've got like Luca getting rid of the water and you just continuing to dig, and it doesn't take you long to realize if anything was buried underneath this statue, it would probably be sodden and you're not hitting anything. Maybe it's disintegrated, you're not sure.
Magus, you know the
Is-
land. Can you help here?
Is the statue looking at anything in particular?
No, just the rose.
Just the...
Is the rose attached?
She's
or is it
holding a
something?
rose in her hand.
The rose looks a lot live and attached. Is it planted or is it just in her hand?
No, it's a statue rose, stone
Righty,
rose.
sorry. I shall head over. What can I do to help? And kneel down in front of the hole they're digging.
Yeah, I'll follow suit.
I'll keep watch.
We'll make room.
I'll get the monkey to start digging as well, actually, because might as well do something.
Magus, do you have any way of moving the earth?
Not really, no.
Shovel.
With my hands or
Hilariously, I prepared stone shape, but I don't have the spell slots for it now.
I could try something. I could. Depends on how the rules is. If I were to just pull the earth aside and save it tumbling back in, I might be able to help and druidcraft roots coming out and just holding the edge of the earth. As
Oh no, he's despite all the earth tumbling back in, he's made a good dent. He's gone as really far down. There doesn't seem to be anything there.
Let's just dig. We just dig. I think Hazel's right.
Do you know
We
what?
just dig in a hole.
Sorry,
No, that
I
was
wrote that.
Whoever said,
But
Do you know what you're looking for?
just dig in a hole.
Alexander doesn't want to give up, so he's still just continuing to dig, and he's just crying as he does so.
Do you know what you're looking for?
No, the ghost just said that Strahd buried something here. There's got to be something here, right? There's got to be something that will help us. There's got to be something that can save Irina.
I think maybe he buried his love here. Just trying to dig up a corpse.
Doesn't have love.
I mean, do you even know what type of thing we're looking for?
No.
We have already found it.
Don't be so defeatist, Olaf.
I'm not being defeatist. You've found what we are looking for. This woman is who he buried here. Clearly she looks like Irina. That's why he wants her.
Why do you think someone buried here, by the way?
The spirit of our burgomaster, of the former burgomaster, has told us Strahd had buried something beneath the monument after he built it.
Would it not just be the woman what's pictured on the monument?
If her father was the one who had killed her, presumably she would be in the graveyard and not beneath the monument.
But this is her. This is Irina. I have met her. I have seen her. This is her. She's not dead. There has to be something about this.
This
Oh,
isn't
Can I-
Irina.
can I-
This is someone else.
No, this is Irina. This might be Marina, but this is also Irina. They are the same person.
I have told you
What-
of this
what do
place.
Do I note? Can I look at the statue? Is there any difference between Marina and Irina? Is there anything about it that really stands out to me?
Please investigate.
They have made it clear on many occasions that spirits that die in Barovia remain in Barovia, so it would not surprise me
I'm
if
gonna
she's
I'm
reborn.
gonna keep looking. There has to be something here. And I'm gonna start poring over this statue.
Can I do a Jim thing and just have Cedric go, I'm sorry to disturb you, Marina, but do you know if anything is buried near your monument if you're here?
You're talking to the statue, or you're talking to a spirit that you think is...
I'm projecting it towards the statue, but I'm also just saying it loud enough that anything nearby would hear it.
I mean, it'd be so interesting if you did the rest of the campaign without this item, which I spent the day worrying about. But eventually you would, with your trained thieves' eye, see that the screws on the plaque aren't quite in.
Thank fuck. Can I unscrew the fucking plaque?
You bloody well can, for the sake of us all.
I was like, oh no, they've investigated. Olaf, look, she's just looking at the rose. The rose is normal. There's gotta be something. Okay. What the fuck is behind the plaque?
If you look behind the plaque, you will find a hollowed out section where a slab of stone might have been, but instead you find an old book.
I will check for traps.
Do a investigation or perception, please.
$14.
It doesn't appear to be trapped.
I will take out the book.
Nothing happens.
Does it have anything on it? Any identifying features?
Yes, it is a purple leather-bound tome, and the pages are clearly aged. It looks very delicate. On the front cover, you will see a crest. Would you have seen it before? You can make a history check if you want.
Hey, Graham's been in his house. He was rolled up in his carpet. Would Graham recognise it?
You think he was rolled up in his carpet in his house?
Where else was that carpet from? Fuck, damn it. Okay.
I've been alive for many centuries. Any chance I would know what it is?
Yes, anyone that wants to can make a history check to recognise the crest on the front.
$20.
I'm going to use this with mine.
Oh, okay. So Alessander, you recognise the crest from... Do you remember you got a book of all the noble houses in Barovia?
Yes, I did. Fucking love that book.
Sindor, you would recognise it because you did some research as well, and
I got 22 in total.
But for Olav and Luca, your memory is much more visceral. You know that crest, that is Strahd's crest. It's the crest of Ravenloft. Know it anywhere. I should have an image of it, I don't.
What?
I have an image of it.
And vampires, it seems, love purple. Go figure.
Hey, Darlington loved purple, and he was not a vampire.
No,
How do you know?
No, this was me. This is me saying.
Yeah, Darzin's not here. That's why I'm talking about him.
Oh,
red flag to a bull. What's in the book?
If you open up the book, as I said, very brittle pages. There is a lot of text. It seems to be an illegible combination of shorthand, cipher, what could be arcane sigils. It's very difficult. You can't read it.
Even with my understanding of Thieves' Camp, there's nothing in the cipher that kind of gives me... Nah, okay.
Who Who would like it in their inventory?
I'll take it because I got the Taraka reading for it.
Yeah, and I
Well, I was just
can't
gonna-
use
I
it.
was just going to say, as it's probably in Barovian, is it? Can Olaf read it?
Sorry, you cut out. It's probably in Barovian.
Can Olaf read it?
You can pass the book around and not a single one of you can read it. Yes, you might notice a Barovian word. I didn't decide that was its own language, but there's so many other things going on. It's like you look at the page in front of your eyes. It's impossible. And they're not all words.
The next time we take a rest, I will spend some time looking over it, considering I don't need to sleep.
Are we happy to give it to Luca, or does someone else want it?
Yeah, give it to Luca.
It is in your inventory.
Ooh.
Jim keeps freezing for me. Is it just me?
No, I think it's mine that's been a bit rocky.
I'll take that as a
Yeah,
yes.
he's freezing for all of us. What would you like to do, guys? You've found a book that you can't read. That was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it?
Yeah, that
we
was
need to
well
check
worth
an
it.
arena.
Does,
We need to find someone who can read this book, and we need to check an arena. I do not feel that she is safe.
is there a
That's
Godwin
true.
will read this book if it's just a long time from a long time ago?
And there are
Veronica,
others.
would I know anyone who could read it?
There is something magical about the book. The way the words move as you try to make them out.
Who the words
It's
are
not so much
moving?
about recognizing a language, it's about you would have to work it out.
I can
Yeah,
spend
so-
time trying to time we
I don't
to
understand you,
sleep.
Jim.
The next time we try to sleep, I will try and decipher.
Oh, so the magic is moving the words around.
That's what it seems like.
Oh, can I have a look at the book again then, please, Luca?
I will pass the book over.
Mhm.
I will hold it in one hand, put the other on top, and I will pass that. Try and stop the words moving.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. So Jim has it in his inventory now. He knows someone has to spend time with it. But I will lower the DC.
That didn't work. I think they've slowed down a bit, but it's worth a go.
Yeah, the words slow down, yeah. Even if the words stop moving on the page, it's still a mismatch of like A, then a symbol, and then a word you don't recognize in a language none of you recognize, and then another symbol. And do you get what I'm saying? It's very disjointed. It's clearly a cipher of some sort.
I think we might need someone that is way above our skill to help us with this. Do we know of any person with arcane knowledge, expert in runes perhaps, or multiple languages?
Is Esmeralda?
How knowledgeable is she?
We still need to return what we have of the dragon skull.
We do.
There may be people there who can, spirits there that can read it.
I personally think you should, whoever, well, Magus seemed to make sense, partial sense of it. Perhaps we should go and stay somewhere for the evening and let Magus spend a bit more time.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not even sure I could read it if the words stop moving.
Look, I've said before, I don't need to sleep. I'm happy to spend the time, if we rest, trying to figure out the book.
Oh, you let Luke have again. I don't think I've ever read them words. Any words. Not sure I can.
I don't need to sleep either, so I can help you. We can work on it together. But again, I think this might be above our skill level.
I don't
There's
need
only
to
one way
sleep,
to find
but
out.
I don't want to read it. I'll leave it to you.
So where are we going next?
Well, should we try and rest here before we return to Foretold?
Sure.
Battling with the plant and Barbarous saga has been particularly draining.
I mean, I feel fine, but
how hurt is everybody?
Not especially hurt, but
not hurt at all. I think we just had a long rest, I reckon, because I've got all my spell slots, all my hit dice, all my hit points.
I think Alisander's idea to go and check on Irina is not a bad one, but
In a safe location? How far away is she?
She's in. We left her in
Vallaki.
Vallaki, didn't we? She's in
Oh.
Vallaki. She's at the church. If we go to Arkenvostolt, Graham will go check on her. I don't know whether it's better that she then comes with us and we can keep an eye on her, or whether she stay in Vallaki. But Graham can warn her and give her some time to think. I wouldn't want to pressure her into making any such decision on the spur of the moment.
This girl Irene is under your protection then. She's important to Strahd, is my understanding, right?
She's important to me.
Okay. But is Strahd interested in her?
Very.
Okay. I think if she's with us, she's probably going to be safer than wherever you've put her.
I think the church can offer her some protection, but we've already seen that they're willing to attack it, and if they wanted to get to her, they could. The sooner we act, the better.
Is there any chance Irene would be able to read this book, considering when this was buried under her statue?
Maybe.
Or maybe it would be part of the key to reading the book.
This is part of.
if Strahd wrote it, I doubt she'd have any ability to read it.
That's if Strahd wrote it.
Has
Maybe
the
it's right.
Zarovich family crest on it. Can't imagine who else would have.
Marina must have had some involvement for it to get this far. But either way, are we resting here, or are we moving on?
I would appreciate a rest, but we can find a ruined cottage in Buraz and try and be moderately safer.
Now that hedge witch is dead, I don't see any reason why we can't have a rest here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back to the stones if we wanted, I suppose. Nice and hidden.
Worrying but true.
Okay, so
Graham?
resting? Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Graham? Our plan is a go. We'll meet you at Arkenvostolt. Any issues, any sign of you being under attack or in danger, you get out of there. Yes, we care about Irina, but For you, me, your safety is more important. Do you understand?
So if we went outright, if I get to Vallaki, I'll have to rest when I get there. I'll see if she's all right, and I should see you in about 16 hours.
Yeah. So we'll rest and then we'll head to Argynvostold and we'll wait there. There's a good chance that if for any reason we're not able to stay there, we would be heading to Vallaki anyway. If you do not feel safe traveling by yourself, stay with Irina, and I'll come and get you.
Do you want me to do anything, or just sort of look from afar?
I want you to tell her what you've witnessed here, tell her about the statue, and about the book. You can trust Irina. Tell her anything that you think is of importance. I trust your judgment better than most.
I do have good judgment.
And I'm sure she will repay you with whatever treats she can find.
Yeah, I know she will. I like her.
She's a good one. Be safe. That's my boy.
I hope he's not in the church when she's not in the church when he gets to Vallaki.
He'll be careful. He'll know how to approach her.
He won't be able to get in the church.
No, but he'll be able to hang around. He's gone into the yard before, he just can't get into the actual building.
Yeah, he can sit and wait.
Anyway, long rest. I will do the Ituni thing with the book and start trying to do some deciphering.
Okay. You spend some time poring over the book, probably trying to work out when the words make sense, writing them down or writing a symbol and trying to make sense of it. And then after a couple of hours, just everything seems to sit still on the page. If you flick through briefly, you can sort of see it's separated into 5 chapters. There's 5 points in the book where there are like headings, but you can only make out one. So as you leaf through the pages, the front page transforms into common, or it seems to. You can read it, and says, I, Strahd, Lord of Barovia, well aware certain events of my reign have been desperately misunderstood by those who are better at garbling history than recording it, hereby set down an exact record of those events, that the truth may at last be known. And then, without you touching them, the pages start to flutter. They turn to a chapter, and you find a mist erupt from the book and envelop not just you, Luca, but everybody. And bear with me, because there are 5 chapters and I need to remember which one I'm looking for.
And while that's going on, we've taken our long rest now. And
We
this
can
is happening
take a
after
long
the long
rest.
rest. Perfect.
Ooh.
Can everyone see with just the token?
Yes.
Yes.
It's all very, very sudden. One moment you're just resting, another moment the mists are enveloping you and you are suddenly in a room. Dimly lit, by a fireplace. You can see above the fireplace a portrait of a regally dressed man and woman. You look around, you can see rows of leather-bound tomes like the one Luca was just reading, on shelves, polished desks, covered in scrolls, and a figure that some of you recognize better than most as Strahd, standing in front of the desk, and he is muttering and weaving these arcane gestures in the air, and in this otherwise empty room you can hear this creaking of wood, this rhythmic creaking, and then you realize the burgundy leather armchairs in front of him are starting to sluggishly lumber forwards, and you can suddenly hear this voice in all of your heads. You're watching this scene and you hear, "After many years of war, I conquered the valley and rebuilt Castle Ravenloft. I called Queen Ravenovia, long unseated from her ancient throne, but the word returned that my mother had passed. Escape from the isolation of death was impossible. I learned that the brightest days cast the darkest of shadows. My remaining family, a younger brother, was all that remained. And with all my years away, I barely knew him." And as you watch this scene unfold, the door to this room bursts open, and a man enters. And the man is excitable, young, handsome. He's got brown curly hair, a moustache. He's wearing like a uniform. He looks like Cedric. And he approaches Strahd. The chairs suddenly stop moving, and he says, "Brother, the townsfolk aren't as unfriendly as you describe them. I think if we held some sort of festival, or even better, invited them here to the castle, it would heal that disconnect you're sensing from the people. They just need to meet you, see you as something other than a lord." And Strahd settles into one of the chairs and says, "Sergei, you must learn to knock." The other man sits down as well. "I'm really sorry. I just wanted to report back before I forget, and there was this young woman who showed me around, and she was really nice. And this Strahd is, I don't know what sort of image you've had in your mind's eye or what those of you who have seen him have seen, but you see Strahd smile. I thought you had taken a vow of celibacy, Sergei." "I have. I'm just saying that Tatiana, was lovely. No, everyone was really lovely, really welcoming. And they hold each other's gaze, and there's this knowing look between them, and it's familial and warm, and they both start to chuckle. Strahd then stands and says, "I really do want to hear about this, but at dinner. I need to finish what I was doing." Sergei will smile, apologize, and make his way out of the room. And you will see Strahd stare at the door for a moment, just a moment of contemplation, before going back to the desk and pulling whatever open book is on the table towards him. And this voice fills your thoughts. not the same voice that you heard earlier. Something deeper, more like a whisper. And it says, "You cannot find what you seek in a book." And it's not just you that hears it. Strahd clearly hears it because he whips around at the sound of this voice. He looks for where it might be coming from. And then the pages in this book start to move on their own, just ever so slowly. And you hear the voice again. "Come to me." And with that, you feel this, those amongst you that have had Misty Step or Dimension Door, you know that feeling of teleportation. This is different. This is like a hook in your stomach, yanking you back, and you are back wherever you were having your short rest. We didn't establish it.
I'm guessing you got the book to work then.
It would appear so.
Oh, bloody unsettling.
What does it mean?
Luca, if you look down at the book now, you will see where that writing is that you heard in your mind is now written in this beautiful calligraphy. But also on the next page, you will recognize the spell for Spare the Dying, and you have a spell scroll of Spare the Dying.
Well, I already know Spare the Dying, but that's good to know.
No one else does.
You can't use it if it's not in your spell list, though.
No, it's a scroll. Anyone can use a scroll. I think that's the point of a scroll.
I thought they were restricted to your
No.
spell lists.
Only you could make a spell scroll of that, but anyone can use it.
I think as long as they're a spellcaster.
Don't even think you need to do that anymore.
No.
Oh, and Luca, you know.
Fair.
Or rather, you remember.
I think that's enough of that book for today. I've never known everyone to be so quiet.
How old is Irina?
Currently, she's only just been shown an interest, so we'll put her at 17.
Okay. And sorry, I'm not just trying to remember, but her brother is still alive?
Ismark.
Yes, he is Burgomaster of the village of Barovia.
Barovia. Okay.
Would Godfrey have gotten that vision as well, out of curiosity?
Would have been in proximity, so yeah.
I would like to know. I would like to know everyone's interpretation or take, if you will, on what we've just experienced.
Well, we didn't really learn anything, did we? His mother had died. He has a younger brother that looked A bit like some of Luca.
If you look through the book again, as I said, you can now read that chapter, but there are still 4 chapters that are difficult to read.
I'll probably just reread it once or twice if nobody's saying anything.
So it looks like that were the Strahd that's buggered everything up here then.
Well, he seems to have been tempted by something, but as I was trying to explain earlier, anyone who dies here is trapped here, so that would explain why Irina looks like this statue and why Luca, Cedric, whatever his name is today, why he looks like
considering the
young
rush
man.
of considering the rush of memories, I would probably immediately say that I'm Sergei.
You're that chap from what we just saw.
Yes, I have some recollection of a past life.
There is a limited pool of souls here. It
But I'm
makes sense.
sure I'm confused. Forgive me. I'm sure that when we came across you, Luca, Alessander were saying that they thought you were someone else, what they knew from before. And they're always on about not being from here, so
Cedric came with me. He came through the mist.
where'd you come from, if not from here? I never quite got to the bottom of that.
I'm not trying to remember. Were we from Faerun?
Yeah, I think that's
The
right.
name Baldur's
Oh,
Gate.
Matt, yeah, I think you're muted.
The name Baldur's Gate is familiar, but I don't know who Baldur is or where his gate is.
So I don't know enough about D&D geography. It's a city.
It's a city on the Sword Coast.
So if you're
They're
from
making a sorry.
you're from this city, you say, through the mists, that isn't here.
I would
It's more confusing, doesn't it?
I would suggest
Yes.
that Luca is not Cedric. Or at least not all of him.
You have said that there are many voices in your head.
I have.
You die here, your soul is stuck here. It makes sense that you are brought back as... Well, you relive. You're a druid, you understand reincarnation, surely.
Well, I'm not a druid.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
I was talking to the druid. Weirdly enough.
It's because your conversation was directed at me and then switched.
Yes, because you can't tell where I'm looking because it's a camera.
Okay, people, we can use context clues. So DM, I've made various notes that I have left out. So I'm in my head. I've got like some bits of scrap paper and like a pencil that at some point has been broken, and he's kind of whittled it back into a tip. Can I make some notes? The woman was called Tatiana.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask the DM.
Okay.
I'm checking.
Sorry.
So I'm going to note down that the woman was named Tatiana. For Alexander, finding out that Irina and Marina are the same person, the mention of Tatiana makes me think that there's a connection there. the look between the brothers, that whole kind of dynamic, maybe that's where it initially started. That's where the obsession came from. So I'm making a note to remember Tatiana, to ask Irina about that in case it jogs any memory. I'm going to try and write down as much as I remember of Cedric telling, like, any mention of where he was from. So I knew that he had been in an orphanage, he was raised by the church, there was kind of family issues there, Sword Coast, Baldur's Gate, trying to figure out if there could be any connection between that area and where Strahd's family might have come from, because it might not be that Cedric was Sergei, but Luca could be Sergei, but Cedric could still be somewhere within that family history. There is a connection there, otherwise this wouldn't be going on in the way that it is.
I think Cedric's body is just a host for Sergei now. I'm sorry to say. There may be bits of Cedric in there, but if Cedric is from outside of Barovia, then how did his soul
everything
escape?
is from outside of Barovia at some point. If this is what I think it is, then Barovia has been taken from elsewhere. So
Yes,
it could be that there is still a connection. It's just such an aged connection.
I would also like to propose that if I look identical to Sergei when he was alive, I would be doubtful that it's just happenstance that Sergei has become host to someone who looks identical to him.
So you think that Sergei died before Barovia in its current state was formed? Is that what you're saying? Because from my life in here, I do not believe souls can leave. So that would suggest that he died before the mist rose or whatever.
Well, we know some people who are capable of leaving Barovia.
Well,
we could ask them if they had any passengers when they left.
Yeah, I've left Barovia, but I still was trapped in the mists.
Well, Vistana don't have that same restriction.
So they say. I've never seen proof of it. The rumors are strong. Evidence is slim. Probably a good way to get coin out of travelers who want to get out.
Well, there's no harm in asking if we
No.
encounter any.
True.
You could even ask Darzin if we were to pass by Kresk again, presuming he's still there.
Didn't think he was a Vistani. I thought he just liked the clothes.
He said he lived
wearing
with them
purple.
for a century or so.
Purple.
He'd been here for 300 years living with the Vistani. I think that effectively counts him as...
So he is Vistani then, okay.
Perhaps not with the same benefits that they receive, but...
Where next? To then?
No idea.
Can I ask, Godfrey, what's your views on all of this?
It's surprising, but not hard to believe. I mean, I still stand here. And I passed away centuries ago, too. Do you feel any different? Do you feel like Luca? Do you feel like Cedric? Do you feel like this Sergei?
Well, Luca has never really felt like anybody. It was more of a name I was given whilst I tried to figure out an ongoing identity crisis, and effectively. And sometimes I've felt like Cedric, and sometimes I've felt like Sergei in the past, I suppose. I understand now. And other times I've felt like others. But I suppose in this exact moment I'm feeling more like Sergei. But I can probably attribute that to the sudden rush of memory.
You'll see Godfrey. He'll stand back a little. I admit I have fought alongside you, so trust you, but to think the devil's brother is somehow a part of you, it weakens that trust.
I understand. We have effectively learned that I'm part of the Tsarevich family. It's not news that would go well with a lot of people, I imagine.
I don't know much of his brother. He was not here when the war for the valley was fought.
So
But
you are unaware of...
family is family, and that concerns me.
It raises a good question. Where does your loyalty lie? Now you have remembered that you are in some way linked to Strahd.
He's still trapping and tormenting people, and it needs to end.
Good enough for me.
Viewpoint hasn't changed.
Good. Forgive me, my entire being is to see Strahd suffer. I must question potential allies.
Are you aware at all of what... I suppose if it was after your time, you wouldn't be aware of what happened to Sergei.
No. I
A question for someone
apologize.
else.
It makes me think that what Alessandro was saying about Cedric being from, where did you say? Baldur's Gate?
Yes, Baldur's Gate.
This is not a place I have heard of.
'Cause
Not a place within my lands or Strahd's lands that I have ever heard of. So I think Sergei died before the mist rose, before the prison of Barovia happened, and his soul, no doubt, was free.
But if his soul was, I believe that yes, there might be a link between the family of Strahd and Cedric. But if there is an ounce of Sergei in Luca, then Sergei must have been here. For the magic that has created this place, things must have happened. things probably more terrible than we realise, and more terrible than I would even want to comprehend. Now I know that I have not always been the most supportive of you, Luca, Cedric. But if you say that you are Sergei, then I want to do my best to trust that you are telling me the truth as best you are able. So Sergei, to some extent, is here in front of us, which means he was in this land, which means he was trapped, which means that he is also a victim of Strahd. Which means there could be others who are also victims of Strahd who could help us, either with information or with power. We need to come up with an actual plan that will get us further than this debate, though. So we need to think about next steps. I don't know quite what they should be.
We still don't know how to kill him.
That is why we need to find this information. We know that we must return the dragon skull to foretold. We will do that.
Let us do that first.
Yes.
Also,
That
I
is-
have been sorry to interrupt.
That's
I have been doing a degree of thinking, and I was wondering about the potential that perhaps Irina may be safer in the care of Esmeralda at the Wizard's Tower than Valaki. Because at least we would know that Esmeralda would actually mount a moderate defense against Strahd.
There is no such thing as a moderate defense against Strahd. Wherever Irina is, she is at risk. All we can do is offer her the agency to make the decision for herself, which is what we have done. It's what Graham will offer her. She can make that decision. It will be her own free will, and we will respect it.
As we
And
have
you can
learned.
see with that, there is a shake to Alexander, and he is aged. There is something about protecting Irina that is more important to him than anything else.
I think, as we have learned, Strahd has many spies and many allies that are hidden amongst the people. I think if we are to succeed, we need to isolate him and kill him, get him alone. I don't think an open fight is going to see us victorious. I've seen an open fight once before, and yes.
We need traps and we need weapons.
We need to know his weakness. Shall we set off?
We shall.
For the house?
If before we set off, if anyone were to know my greatest weakness, it would have been those that I was closest to. My brothers would know how to hurt me, but my sister would know how to destroy me. If more of Sergei is here than just the memory within Luca, we need to find them. They could be the key. He was all that Strahd had at the end.
I will endeavour to remember everything about my past life.
Thank you. That's how Gargan
I was just going to say I appreciate being called Cedric, and I think for the now that we have established some kind of identity for myself, I would like to avoid the name Luca, partly because the abbot gave it to me, and also because I viewed the name Luca as it was just an autopilot. But I think perhaps walking around calling myself Sergei would probably draw a degree of unwanted attention. So,
is there a name that you would prefer, or would you be open to suggestions?
I mean, it's not an uncommon name in these parts, but if you look like him, that's probably a bigger problem.
Yeah.
If you've thought about shaving your mustache.
Don't insult me, Olaf.
It would change your look drastically.
I like my mustache. I would prefer to be referred to as Cedric again for the time being. Especially if that's what I was already going by when I arrived here. Although I am open to suggestions.
Loretta?
I don't think I'm a Loretta.
I don't
thank
know.
you, Magus.
You could be if you wanted.
I understand the importance of the name Cedric to you, but I struggle somewhat with that.
I can understand, considering I am a reanimated corpse of your friend.
It's not that you are reanimated, it's there's more to it. I could refer to you as, and I'm trying to remember his surname, was it Henderson?
Hudson.
Or Henricks?
Hudson.
Hudson, that was it. As Hudson, or oddly, the person I think of most when I think of Cedric that is not himself would be Corn.
I don't know who Thorn is, but I'm not opposed to the idea.
That was the name of the ghost kid, right? I am, yeah, just making sure.
Bolt.
Well remembered.
We thought you said corn. I thought because he was sweet, like I misheard.
He wasn't quite sweet, but if you choose to be Cedric, I will do my best.
Your effort is appreciated, but don't feel obligated if you find it difficult.
I've been alive for a while, but you're the oddest groups of people I've ever seen together in one place communicating with each other.
And you dance around with swords. It's not safe.
Oh, well, what's the worst thing that can happen at this point?
To be honest, I still can't even figure out what it is exactly you do.
It's a very, very old, ancient form of combat amongst my people.
I love the bit where you look like you're moving backwards but walking forwards. That's amazing.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. It messes with my brain.
That's the point. It gets them all confused. Then you can strike them better.
heading to Argenvost.
What?
Back
Whilst,
to the dragon place.
whilst more of us
Okay.
are still alive than dead, that's the important thing.
I have a question for you, V, quickly before we leave.
Hit me.
That I won't bring up if you say yes to. Do I remember anything about Tatiana?
No.
No. Okay.
I will give you that because you had a long rest, so you had even longer with the book than 2 hours. I will say this going ahead. You could, if you spent even more time looking at that book, Luca, Cedric, Sergei, Thorn,
Loretta.
Loretta,
Okay. Luca now has the gym syndrome where we have to give him as many nicknames as possible.
you, no matter how hard you try, you cannot make out the rest of those chapters.
Is that
You
just
feel-
for now or in general?
In general, you feel you had that you cannot read any more of this book.
Okay. I think someone else has to take a turn with the book. But we'll figure that out another time. To Argenvost.
Yes, next time we rest.
Come on, we only have 30 minutes left. We need to get this done quickly.
Oh, that's going to be difficult. It takes about 2 hours. You know your way. You went that way before. And as you rock up to Argenvost, carrying your bag of bones, you notice something that was not there before. There is a large black carriage parked outside the front. Hazel's having a meltdown.
This is a strange sense of deja vu.
Looks like someone's at home.
I hide. I'm running away. I'm hiding. I'm not fucking about, people. I'm gone.
Oh, hello.
Where'd
Okay.
Alexander go? Joking, I know. I saw him bugger off. Why did Alexander bugger off?
I assume you're saying hello to the man you can see sat on top of the carriage.
Yes, I'm saying hello to the boy.
He is I didn't put his description anywhere. He's a man in not a man, an elf. You can see that from the pointed
Elves
ears.
can be men.
He's a male elf, but he's not a human.
A melf.
A mouth.
With grey skin, long, straight black hair, very immaculate, elegant black garb. And he will turn to you as you say hello, I suppose. I think it's the afternoon. No, morning. We'll call it morning, shall we? No, for the sake. Yeah. No, let's call it morning.
Well, we did just take a long rest. It would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense.
It's always kind of twilight here. It's hard to tell.
It is sometime in the day.
Good morning.
Do you mind if I ask what you're doing here?
I have been sent by my master, Lord Strahd von Zarevich, to ask you and your companions to dinner. He would like me to inform you he is sorry and regrets that he has not taken an audience with you sooner. And he would like to meet with the new people that have come to his land. This carriage will take you to Castle Ravenloft. You will dine there. You will be safe. It will take you back to wherever you wish.
Insight check.
I was
Yep.
thinking the same thing, but I am terrible at insight.
I'm pretty fucking good at insight, apparently.
I'm looking at him all squinty eye.
I've used it. I only get one. Oh, wait, we've had a long rest. I would like to use knowledge from a past life.
Oh yeah, so would I.
Who has the bits of dragon skull? Was it me? Please say it's me.
I think it's you.
I'm hiding them. In my hiding of
Just give
me,
them to Godfrey.
I've run off.
Oh,
I'm not
well,
by any of you. I'm
okay, that's fair.
hiding them because I don't want to go to Strahd's and have them taken away from us. At least this way we can return and deal with them.
Good thinking.
Hiding shit.
I'm just checking his passive perception. Yeah, you're fine.
I ran off like as soon as it was the
I'm not going to
slight-
make you do a check. You're fine. You saw him before you were in direct sight. Yeah, you're fine. You can successfully hide some bones.
I got a 17.
You know how?
I got 15, by the way.
Yeah, both of you have the same sort of reaction. It's very difficult to tell. It's like his lips are barely moving. It's like nothing on his face moves. I'm thinking Alan Rickman as Snape. He gives so little away, but in that same vein, he doesn't seem to have any tells that would indicate that he is lying. Magus, you think he's a straight up bloke.
We've never been to fancy dinner before. I'm not sure how much I'll like it, but I'll give it a go.
I don't need to eat.
I also don't need to eat, but I am intrigued.
And I mean, it's kind of a bit early for dinner. It's breakfast time.
By the time the carriage has taken you across Barovia, it will be late afternoon. You will have time to amend your garb. He'll sort of look you up and down disapprovingly as you are covered in swamp muck. You
Touche.
can provide fresh clothes, a bath.
No need to swear. Right?
Was it bath? Was that the swear?
Pretty
Very
sure
good.
it's bad for you at this time of year.
You have something of the forest folk about you. Yes, you.
He's got quite a lot about the forest folk about him.
If you say so.
We just have some quick business inside this house. If you could wait a while.
I have all the time in the world.
This girl's probably true.
And I shall turn and try and look for Alessander, who's got the skull bits. And I'm guessing I won't
Seriously,
see him.
are we seriously going to try and do this with one of Strahd's like dog's bodies? Oh shit!
I mean, I don't think he's lying, but kind of out of ideas how we get any more information on him.
Going to Castle Ravenloft to talk directly with Strahd is a good way to source information from him. You can't
And
guarantee it will be true.
If he recognizes me, he may well kill me where I stand.
Are you really having this conversation next to one of?
I can answer any questions about my master that you
I have
wish
8
me to.
intelligence. Hazel.
Equally, you can ask him yourself if you accept
that-
the invitation.
There would be that moment where Olaf says, if he recognizes me, he'll probably kill me on the spot. And then
You'll hear a
Cedric
screech
turns
off
to
in
go,
the distance.
and then Alessandra's voice comes in and he goes, never mind.
I'm so warm in the face. I'm so full
I
of
know.
like concern and nerves and rage.
Where has Alessandra gone?
The tall elf man?
Yes.
Half elf.
Yeah, he's got some things that I need to deal with.
Out of curiosity, what is it exactly you know about all of us? Like, do you know our names, what we do?
I do. You are currently Luca, the abbot, recently deceased, has revived you, for want of a better word, from your previous form, which entered Barovia approximately 2 weeks ago, along with the half-elf over there.
Has it only been 2 weeks since I arrived?
2 weeks since the majority of your body arrived, and he was called Cedric. The half-elf is Alessander, nobleman. He seems maybe the politest of you.
It's rather uncalled for.
I apologize. I just mean he has been brought up in company like mine. It doesn't. I don't wish for you to give me airs and graces. It is just, as a servant of a noble family, what I have been used to and what the master may be used to, but he has met all kinds of folk. Do not worry. Olav, like Luca, you are reanimated. I don't know a huge amount more about you. You did arrive, the master noticed, separately to these.
From the same lands. Or at least the land nearby to Barovia, which I have tried to find for many years and cannot find. It is either lost in the mist or it is gone.
But probably a conversation we should have at some point, Olaf.
Perhaps.
Well, I kind of find your group don't like talking to me. I think you believe I'm a bit of a, how do you say, a bit of a dick.
I think you're sufficient.
As are you.
Sufficient. This is very polite. You have learned this from this Alessander fellow who still is not here.
I am effectively 5 days old. So I wouldn't say it came from Alessandro. But it could have. Who knows?
We might need to go and find Alexander.
With the mention, with Lucas saying, I haven't learned this from Alexander, Alexander will kind of just appear out of the trees behind him going, I believe you'll find you've probably learnt quite a lot from me in the last 5 days.
Today has been the most we've spoken.
Yes, well, you can still learn through peripheral participation. Hello, good sir. My name is Alessandra. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Alexander, it is a pleasure for me as well. Forgive me, I had forgotten my manners. See, the airs and graces have left me. My name is Rahadin.
Radine, an interesting name. Does that sound familiar in any way, shape, or form? Have we heard of it at any point in our
No,
travel?
no, you haven't.
We've...
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Mick met him briefly.
Okay, that might
Um,
be why it sounds familiar.
I want to have a look at the horses.
In terms, the other two, Sindor, you are very recently arrived and pretty much
Yes.
fell into this motley crew. I do not know much about you either. And Magus, you are particularly interesting. The master did not feel you arrive in the mists. You maybe have been here all this time. You are from here?
I am here, I think.
Well, yes, you are here.
No, I am here.
I think you are trying to explain on a more spiritual level that you are here.
I think.
See, that is interesting. That is what I know. You asked a question, I answered.
Thank
I
you.
know you are apprehensive. I know what people say of my master, and I'm subject to the preconceptions that will inevitably come with that. But I have answered your question honestly.
We are
The invitation is honest.
going to go and deal with something rather quickly, and then we will return with either the intention to accept or decline the invitation.
Will you be long?
I hope not.
We really shouldn't keep someone of Count Strahd standing waiting.
Very
I
well.
can wait if that is what you wish, but if it is longer than a couple of hours, it may be a little late for dinner.
No. I think we just need to gather some of our things that we have stored in this building.
Please feel free to talk amongst yourselves, do what you need to do. And you'll see him just sort of settle back into the chair, cross his boots, take a little book out of his pocket.
I want to have just a quick look at the horses.
Yes, what would you like to look for?
Well, are they just living horses or are they weird?
Them's horses.
Just normal horses?
Lovely, normal black horses.
I mean, it's pretty hypocritical of me to expect them to be undead horses, seeing as that's what I
Yes.
have. But
He's just talked about preconceptions.
let's deliver these bits.
After you, Olaf.
Just as they're going in, Magus will walk up to the side and says, do I absolutely, definitely have to have a bath?
I mean,
Talking to the guy in the coach.
If the master will respect whatever you wish.
are you intending to have some kind of dirty protest?
No, I just want to be sure. And I'll hold my hand up to the guy in the thing and say, shake on it, no bath necessary. And then I'll go.
No bath necessary. He'll shake your hand.
Didn't see that on the way up to the coach, I picked my nose.
Oh, it's one of
No.
your boogers.
I just scraped it on the inside of his sleeve.
Do
Right.
a sleight of hand check.
Eerie token.
It's very smart, but also disgusting.
I didn't even know you could do that. Espionage booger. Double O bogies.
I'm really sorry, but even with his passive, he beats that. You'll see him not. He won't make a face about it. He won't make a show of it. But he will just sort of dust his hands off and settle back. And I guess if you were to look through it, it's on the floor in front of the carriage.
Starts muttering under his breath as he walks into his pipe. For aired and gracious and clean at hand or whatever nonsense. Everyone honest, he's working his life.
Oh, I forgot I put him there. So you walk in, and there's a skeleton there. It
Just
stood up. It turns its head to you. It does not say anything, but it does let out a war cry, a sort of harrowing, hollow sound that only something without vocal cords can make. And
You're not.
here
We're
we
kind of
go
in a bit of a
again.
hurry.
It's being aggressive. I will use control undead.
Oh, go for it.
DC 14 wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's the wrong button. No,
Which-
that's Olaf, not the Revenant. Wisdom save.
Assuming it's 6 or lower. If it's higher than 6, it won't work anyway.
Oh wait, what's it? Control undead.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Then it's 6 or lower, so yeah, that's fine. Sorry, was just checking some text. 15.
Oh, rude.
Very sorry, we're going to go into initiative. It is a husk of a being fueled by anger. It didn't need provoking. It's almost like I'm trying to wear you down before you have to. Never mind.
Before we have to have dinner.
And we've got Godfrey with us, haven't we?
You do. Apologies. Have a Godfrey. Where is he?
I've put him in.
Oh, he's there.
Should have done it on Godfrey. It probably would have worked.
I have debuffed Godfrey.
Oh.
I felt it was unfair for there
Yes,
to be
he
a more
was.
powerful paladin.
Yes, to have a paladin with cleric spell levels was a bit ridiculous.
He's still powerful. I've made him essentially a level 8 paladin.
He's still better than me.
He is still better than you. But he was a level 15 paladin, so you know.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty high. If we can be level 15 again when we go and kill Strahd, that'd be great.
Where's Sindor? I haven't put you in.
There, by the door. Oh, you mean in initiative?
In initiative, yes. And let's begin combat when my laptop catches up and we could maybe get a round in.
What is with the last couple of combats where all the support characters are rolled highest in the initiative?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very strange.
Luca?
I'm going to throw a guiding bolt at it,
You do that.
and I'm going to do it at 3rd level for fun.
Just for the love of God, don't use your spirit guardians. What? Do
I
what you
thought
want.
about it.
Don't you want to save you? No, clearly not.
13.
13 hits, meat speed.
Oh shit! It's 22 radiant damage.
Oh. Don't do the math. Just use the buttons on the screen, Veronica. Don't hurt your brain when you don't need to. There we go. Yeah, it takes that.
That's it.
Okay. Magus.
Also, Godfrey isn't in initiative.
Oh, for goodness sake, there's always someone. Where is he? There he is.
He could have just been trailing behind.
I will say, because you have Godfrey with you, there's a reason you're not leveling up.
Let me have a short rest. I'll control Godfrey and I'll tell him to sod off.
Soon.
I mean, we could probably just ask him to leave.
Godfrey's not invited to dinner, by the way.
Rude.
Magus, what would you like to do?
I might get right. I will hack him. From smoke in his direction. I'm going to step forward, and I will hold a poison spray if you get within 10 feet of us.
Okay. Is that everything then?
That's
I
everything.
think that is all you can do, yeah. Anyone want to play Godfrey? It would usually be Jim, but he is gone, I have noticed. I will longsword him. Do you want me to throw us? Well, we need to see if it hits first. Wow, that's bad. But good for me, because I don't have to think about how smite works. And now it's the Revenant's turn. Right, Godfrey looks dead. Olav looks dead. Magus, you look chewy.
I will get my poison spray. And I
Yeah. What's the save?
Constitution. Oh, bloody hell.
Sorry.
Alright.
I was on mute. So just want a GM call on this, really. So Aura of Hate. I'll post it up so you can see. There's two different conflicting views in the community about this one. If you read it, it says that any fiends and undead within 10 feet of the paladin get +3 to their damage rolls in melee. Doesn't say friendly, it just says undead.
According to that, it says Paladin chooses within 10 feet.
Yeah, that's because I put that in.
Oh.
Because that was what I found. That was what I found on a website. So Jeremy Crawford says that all undead, and apparently the Oathbreaker is not designed to be a player character, which is weird because why release it as a playable character?
I think it was
in the
meant for
Dungeon Master's
building
book.
villains.
Yeah, but another guy who was involved in designing it says that a paladin can choose who auras affect. So it's up to you, Veronica.
I was quite happy with the idea of a double-edged sword. Of
Okay.
it being something that can help your ally Luca, but also hinder you if you're fighting undead.
Which were in Barovia. Okay.
Thanks for the plus.
3
What is
to damage. Yeah. Sorry, Tom.
Fine.
It's a new skill. I didn't know I had it. I use the word skill loosely.
Wait, I shouldn't have done. I've done it now. I've committed. Wine.
It's all right. You don't double the +3, so it's fine. It's fine.
I feel like the +3 is going to be a bit of a.
That's all right. Rolled a 2 and a 1 like I do when I get a crit. Rubbish. Yeah, even with the +3, that's rubbish.
That is shit.
Thank the mothers.
I think what everyone else would see though is as that undead skeleton attacks Magus, you would see like spirits, almost like raging, sort of angry spirits. Probably one that looks a bit like Absinthe, sort of horns and screaming, sort of almost push out of Olav into the skeleton and then strike out at Magus.
I mean, here especially, all the spirits are work. Even this one, they just want
Yeah.
to hurt Strahd.
Yeah.
Olaf, you're up.
Sorry, Magus. I'll give it a slap. I haven't got my shield out, so I'm going to use greatsword. I'll draw the silvered greatsword from my back and give it 2 swings. In fact, no, I'm going to move first to there to get flanking, and then 2. So that's 21.
That definitely hits.
Okay. Oh, let's whack a smite in as well. Can't remember how to do it, but other than that, it's fine. I think it's 2d8, isn't it? Hazel's the expert on paladins.
No, you've been playing this for far longer than I have. I can't remember how anything works.
I've never played a paladin before.
It's 2d8 per
2d8.
spell slot.
Yeah, okay. Just use the first level spell slot. So that's 20 on the first one.
It's 3d8, I think, 'cause it's an undead in this occasion.
Oh.
I think it's an extra one for undead. I'll check.
Oh. So it's either 20 or 27. Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Yes, it's a 1d8 extra if it's an undead or a fiend.
Wow. I feel kind of like I'm picking on my own people here. And that's a 22 on the second one.
Yeah.
And 13 on the second. So 40 altogether.
It'll turn to you and open its jaw, and it's like it's screaming in your face, but it's just this, again, hollow sound of he's essentially breathing at you.
Yeah, I'll just be like,
Anything else?
no. I don't think I've got any bonus actions, so I want to hold it up. So
Sindor?
Okay. Run to him. Run really fast and then almost like stop myself before I run past him. Oh, there he is. And then attack him with a booming blade. No, I do not need to put that down. Sorry. That's not what I should press. I should press.
is Blade Singer a ranger or a
Wizard.
fighter?
A
It's a
wizard.
wizard.
For 17. Hits, yeah. Okay, plus something. plus a d8 of thunder damage. That's another one. If he moves, he takes 2d8 thunder damage.
Gotcha. Anything else?
Yeah, I have another attack. Nope, probably.
No.
Oh, maybe. No, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll finish the round and the game on Alexander.
So I'm gonna run in if I have the correct thing selected. Let's rogue it up in here. Come. Stabby stab. Oh, flanking. I have advantage.
Definitely.
Yep. Damage. Not much, but then sneak attack. So it's 16 damage in total on that. And then just a offhand dagger attack, which will probably only do fuck all. I take it 11 doesn't hit. Oh no, I have advantage because of flanking, must remember. 17? Does that hit?
Yep.
2. I'll take what I can get. And that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay. We will leave it there as it has gone 10. And if you take a glance back, you'll see Rahadin has put down his book and is looking through the open door with interest as you fight this undead creature.
I like the fact he's still got his hair. He's got no skin, but he's still got his hair. He's got quite a nice little light perm. Right, I shall stop
Death
with this stream.
does terrible things for frizzy hair.
Yeah. It's like it's the same as humid climates, isn't it?
Thank you for playing my game.
Thank you for not killing us
think-
yet.
Thank you for
Thank you
running
for
your
running
game.
it, Pete.